Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 13th November 2021, and it's just amazing how many people I'm losing any kind of respect for. All of these high and mighty people who have been around all your life, and you just think, you used to think they're sort of good people, and now you just think they're scumbags basically. And the latest person to come into that category now, we've already had a few this week. We've had Richard Madeley and Dr. Shillery with their ripping up of a certain thing which you might have seen or heard about. And then we had one I talked about a couple of days ago, if you saw that video, David Starkey, the historian who, despite being into history, is looking like he's going to end up on the wrong side of it. And now we've got Esther Rantzen coming out with the most despicable thing, that anyone who is unV'd shouldn't get any treatment, even if they have a heart attack or a stroke or anything like that. I mean, how compassionate of the woman. So yet another idiot. But I think the good thing about this is that all of these demons are being exposed for what they really are. They're not the sort of nice do-gooding people that you perhaps once thought they were. Although, to be fair, I always thought there was something a bit dodgy about Rantzen. I don't know what it was, but anyway, we do now know that so many of these people are, just aren't what they're cracked up to be. Anyway, so that's just a little bit of news. A little bit more good news is Lorraine went out last night and saw some friends, and these two friends have been very much with the mainstream narrative. They kind of would arrive, when we sort of met them in the pub or something, or in a restaurant, they'd arrive like that and do the silly thing of coming in like that, and then as soon as they're sat down, taking them off. And they were doing that long after you didn't have to do that anymore. And they're going sort of for their big V3s, or they've had them already. So very much with the mainstream narrative. But they were saying last night, when Lorraine was chatting with them, that they think the whole big V passport idea is a load of BS, and they know that getting the big V isn't going to stop you from catching the lurgy or passing it on. And their attitude is, if you don't want the big V and you end up sort of getting the lurgy, that's sort of down to the person. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. So I think people out there do know that that the whole sort of passport and the whole thing about the big V stopping you from passing the thing on is a load of BS, despite what the likes of Rantzen are saying, and despite her sort of nonsense. This thing isn't dividing people. There are rational people out there, despite the fact that they are very much with the mainstream, who sort of think the whole passport idea is a load of BS. And that's possibly why it hasn't come into England yet, because they know that these people sort of are very much against the idea. And this couple, they're probably sort of very much sort of Boris Johnson supporters, sort of Brexiteers and all that. So if they're saying, people like that are saying that the big V passports are rubbish, you can bet your life that Johnson and the government are sort of taking note of that sentiment. So that might explain a few things, is what I'm trying to say. So there is some good news. Oh yeah, they're also talking last night, apparently, according to my wife Lorraine, that they also are starting to realise that, you know, things have been manipulated, shall we say. You know, people are sort of getting knocked down by buses and shot and all of that, like that story out of New Zealand, I believe it was, which again was reported by the mainstream media there, where a guy was shot but put down as a lurgy death. So these things are coming out, and as I say, these pretty mainstream people are beginning to realise things aren't quite what they seem to be. So there's good news there, and I'm just going to leave this for now on a really sort of nice little note. This is a YouTube video, so I'll put a link to it in the description box and the comment section below. And it's an American little girl, 8-year-old girl, who has been suspended from her school quite a lot of times for not doing that. And she's standing there with all the board of school governors, or whoever they are, the school board, sitting there in front of her, and she's calling them out and saying that she hopes they all go to jail. So that it's so fantastic to see. So it will really sort of bring a smile to your face, I think, that video. And it just goes to show you, yeah, if you are someone who, watching me, who doesn't agree with me, and you're still very much with the mainstream narrative, I'll ask you the question that, you know, if there's little girls now who are starting to see through the BS, why can't you? So with that, I'll leave it there. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.